YouTube. So guys, right now we're at the Gata. It's one of the most famous parks here in Cali, Colombia. Alright, what you'll see is a lot of little cats and stuff that they made into statues. And it's really cool because it's right next to this beautiful river. So let me turn the camera around and give you a view of what I see. So the first thing about this park that jumps out at you is definitely the river. It's positioned right next to the Cali River, and it's a beautiful sight to see that really adds to the ambiance of this park. So the plan to create this park was started in 1996, and the idea here was to beautify the city of Cali. And what better way to do that than a bunch of cat sculptures. So there's one main cat sculpture here that's way bigger than the others. You can't miss it. It's actually the one right there in red that everyone's crowded around. The artist that created this cat is Hernando Tejada. His name, as well as the mayor and governor of the region name, are featured on the plaque that sits right under the cat. Okay, so you've seen the main cat, but you're probably wondering, what are all these other smaller cat figures there for, and what are they about? Well, funny story is, the government decided that'd be a cool idea to have the main cat represent Cali, the city of Cali that is, and then have the other smaller cat figures represent love interests trying to compete for the love of Cali, the big cat. So each cat that you see, other than the big cat, which represents Cali, is a competing love interest that is trying to win the love of the city of Cali, Colombia. Very cool. Alright guys, so each cat has its own kind of nameplate or a name and a description of what it's about, which is cool. And so I'm going to read to you one of them. This one's called Dirty. Sucia in English is dirty. And the plate says, defying taste, money, the myth of art, and the obligatory trips to North America and Europe. This cat enters to compete for the love of the most famous feline in Cali. Alright? So that's Sucia. Alright? And let me make it so you can see that a little bit better. You know? So that's the plate, and I'm going to show you the cat now. So you can see it's got all these marks on it. So maybe that's why it's dirty. But apparently this is a cat that comes from different parts of the world to fight for the love of Cali, Colombia. Very interesting. So I suggest that you go online and you could find, you know, all the different cats and the descriptions for each one. If you're interested in this park and the significance of each cat. So it's a super cool idea. Just want to show you a little bit of the park. And it's quite packed today. Quite packed. So at this time, I'm just going to give you a quick look at some of the other cats that are featured in the park. Which are all competing for the love of the main cat, as I mentioned before. But these are the ones that stuck out to me as having the best art, and at the end I'll show you my favorite one of the pack. Like this one right here has tons of polka dots and cartoon figures on it. Very cool art, very creative, and I love what they've done with this park. I think if you're coming to Cali, this is a must stop on your trip. It's a look inside of the art world of Colombia, for one, and I think it's just awesome the way and the concept that they created for this park. Who doesn't want to compete for the love of Cali, Colombia? Now, I'm not sure what happened to this cat, but it looks like it had a tough time with all the bandages and the neck wrapped up. Wasn't easy for this one. Every design is super unique, and I think they really had a lot of fun with this park, which is awesome. and having the river next to it, like I said before, really makes this a great place to come and just hang out and relax. You see a lot of locals here just chilling and relaxing, and now it's time for my personal favorite cat of them all, and that is going to be this red one right here with all the pins in it. I just like the red. Red's one of my favorite colors, and so this, if I had to pick one to take home or put in my house, it would be this one. So these guys in Cali are tripping. They're trying to steal the Medellin slang apparently. Cali is not a chimba. That would be Medellin, guys. So if you buy that, you might look stupid. They're also using parce, que chimba. Wait till the people in Medellin find out about that. But unfortunately, on a bad note or some sad news, the Christ the Redeemer statue is actually closed and being remodeled at this time. So you can see it's way back there. They have a big border here, so you can't enter, unfortunately. But we drove up here. The ride and the view on the way is amazing. But unfortunately, I have to come back to actually go up close and personal to that statue. So stay tuned. We're gonna go to some more spots and keep exploring this beautiful city of Cali. This is what used to be one of the most famous statues in Colombia. So this statue was known as the Monument of Sebastian de Belalcázar. It is one of the most famous statues, or at least it was, and I'm going to give you a look at what it was like, or what it used to look like, if you will. And I'll tell you the story of what happened and why it's no longer there. And so my tour guide explained to me that this statue represented a guy that conquered the city of Cali and moved out the indigenous people and created a city associated with Spain. And so it was the indigenous people on April 28, 2021 who came in a protest, and the name of the community is called Mizak. They are an indigenous community, and they knocked the statue down and took it. And right now, Cali is in discussions on whether they'd like to rebuild this statue or just leave it as it is now, because it does bring back memories of a bloody history. And so for my Spanish speakers, I'm going to play the recording of my guide explaining it to me in Spanish.
En una manifestación que hubo, se tomaron
Estructura,
se tomaron la estructura de Sebastián de Belalcázar. Pensaron destruirla del todo, pero tan solo la tumbaron al piso y se quebró toda. En este momento la están reparando. Eso fue hace por lo menos unos 2-3 meses, o quizá un poquito más. Entonces están en la reparación y estamos esperando que vuelvan y la monten, porque parece que la van a volver a colocar acá mismo. ¿Ya? Sí. Sebastián de Belalcázar fue el fundador de Cali.
En 15 algo, ¿cierto? El año.
El año es
1559.
1559.
Ok. Y ellos usan que un lazo, ¿cierto?
Llegaron los de la Minga, de Popayán. Y ellos se dedicaron a eso, a destruir todo acá.
Qué pena.
Sí. No, pues,
¿qué puedes hacer?
Sí, no puede hacer nada.
Pues una vista chimba. Ok, gracias para explicando. So guys, we've arrived at our last stop of our tour of Cali, which is the Chapel of St. Anthony. This chapel is located in a very historic part of town that features a lot of historic architecture. This church itself was built in the year 1747, so it's been around for a few hundred years, and it's holding up pretty good, I'll say. Just looking at the wood here and the brick, this work is impeccable, and it's stood the test of time, and it also features this beautiful view. Now, I hope you enjoyed this tour of some of the best things that Cali, Colombia has to offer. Since we didn't get a chance to get up close and personal to the Cristo del Rey, I'm going to leave you with a couple images of that statue. Thank you all for tuning in to Cari HQ.